What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. Well, another weekend, another Disney box office disaster, man. It seems like this has just been a hell of a year for the Walt Disney Company, hasn't it? Absolute train wreck of a year. This is one that Bob Iger's just like, man, I would just like to forget this year ever happened. Because look, every weekend, it doesn't matter what's going on in the world. If Disney has a movie in theaters, it is going to be a disaster. It's going to be a disaster for this company, with the exception of Guardians 3. Guardians 3 made it fine, no problem there. It made some money and, it did well for itself. Every other movie, it's had a story to tell about it when it comes to the box office, whether it's the biggest box office, drop from weekend to weekend. I think that we saw that with Ant-Man, at first with Ant-Man and now with the Marvels. Or it just got off to a lackluster start like Elemental, or it just bombed completely like Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And then you had The Little Mermaid with all the controversy surrounding it, and it didn't make any money. I mean, every single film that's come out this year for Disney has just been one train wreck after another. And now here we go with another one, okay? You can see on this headline by Deadline, Songbirds and Snakes reign supreme over Thanksgiving stretch, $42 million 5-day. Napoleon steps on Disney's Wish with $32 million at the box office. So let's take a look and see what we got here. First, we got the Songbirds and Snakes, which of course is the Hunger Games, a franchise. Honestly, nobody's really checking for it like that. It's not what it was 10 years ago. It's kind of like, people who are fans of the book and fans of the series, like hardcore fans, they may go and check it out, but it's not something that has captured the imagination of the general audience, okay? But it had decent word of mouth, and we even talked about that last week where we said, you know what, this might get decent word of mouth, and we'll see. It could end up breaking even or maybe even making a little bit of change. We'll have to see. But it's not a big, huge 5-day number, right? It's only $42 million, so you're saying, well, if Disney was on their A game, they should be able to take out $42 million over the Thanksgiving weekend, you would think, all right? And then the second one we got is Napoleon, which obviously is a biopic. It's going to be very male-centric. It's going to have a very heavy male audience. So a lot of guys went to check this out, obviously, because there's really nothing else in the theaters for guys to check out if they want to go to a movie. But nevertheless, you would think Wish, all right? This is family time, all right? We're in the holiday season. This is all about family at this moment, all right? Families, holidays. Hey, let's go and watch a movie by Disney. It's called Wish. You would think, hey, if you are on your A game, this is your time of the year. This is Disney's time to shine. They should get out there and absolutely dominate the box office. But nope, not even close. So yeah, you can see this is November 22nd to 26th. This is the Thanksgiving 5-day weekend. And there's the Hunger Games at $42 million. Napoleon, a little bit above $32 million. Wish couldn't only get to $31.7 million. It's not like there's all kinds of amazing things out there to watch. You got Trolls. Trolls is keeping themselves in the game. They're not even that far off, and they just came out last week. So people opted to go see Trolls over Wish. A lot of people. And so, again, this number has to be worrisome to Disney because, again, this is animation. This is your bag. This is your main gig. This is your wheelhouse. This is what you should be able to do better than anybody out there. But as we've been seeing and we've been talking about, and now the media is even starting to recognize it, Disney is falling completely off when it comes to the animation game. Yeah, you can see even the shill media can't be tempted, to give this thing a good score. 50% on the tomato meter. I think this is one of the worst reviewed Disney films in years. So it's going to be a giant splat there. And even the audience, man, the audience score, every time I come back and look at this, it seems like it's another percentage point down. Like it's just dropping every single day. Audiences really aren't feeling this thing whatsoever. The trailer got destroyed and ratioed, and nobody's going to see it, or at least not that many people are checking for this film in theaters. And this is where Disney is at. Again, this is a Disney holiday classic. This is where Disney should clean up. They should absolutely clean house, but they're not able to. And everybody is starting to take advantage of them. Yeah, Screen Rant pushed this article out there. Dreamworks and Illumination dominated the last decade of animated movies. Disney and Pixar have released some of the biggest animated movies of all time, but Dreamworks and Illumination have dominated the past decade. Yeah, I talked about that when it came to the Minions. And I said, yo, last year, when Lightyear was coming out and everybody was saying, oh man, kids ain't really checking for movies. Families are afraid to go to theaters. Well, why did the Minions almost make $1 billion? The Minions 2, Rise of Gru, almost made a billy. And I'm like, well, wait, what are y'all talking about? That families aren't interested in going to the no, they're not interested to go see your movies. Okay. No, they still checking out the theaters. And you saw what happened with Mario. People went out and flocked to go and check out Mario. Mario making over $1 billion. Well, why is that? That's a family animated film, but see, we understand why. Yeah, so let's check this article out real fast because I find this interesting. So it says, Dreamworks and Illumination have surpassed Disney and Pixar in terms of box office success over the past decade, with films like Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, and the Super Mario Brothers movie proving their ability to draw crowds. Disney and Pixar have struggled to achieve high box office numbers recently, with flops from Pixar and disappointing returns from Disney's other releases. Their reliance on Frozen and Toy Story sequels and a lack of other popular series is notable. Dreamworks and Illumination have done a better job at keeping up with their original franchises, producing successful sequels and spin-offs that maintain excitement. Disney and Pixar could learn from this approach. Imagine them saying, yeah, guys, you guys need to take some notes, okay? Disney and Pixar, you guys got to go sit down and take some notes from Dreamworks and Illumination. Again, this is Disney's wheelhouse. This is what they do. This is their bag. This is their main thing. You have failed at your #1 gig, animation, and you're getting lapped. You're getting circles ran around you by Dreamworks and Illumination. How did you get to this point, Disney? It's easy, okay? You went woke. When you focus so much on the agenda, when your focal point, when that's what you start with, you're starting with the agenda. You don't start with a good story. You start with the agenda. And so what happens after that? Well, now that's kneecapping your ability to be creative, to tell the most interesting story possible, because we got to make sure we're checking all the right boxes and we're saying all the right things. And that just gets in the way of the storytelling. You might have great ideas just popping into your mind. Oh, wow, look at all the different things we could possibly do with this story. But you're hindered. You're held back because you can't be as, creative when you have so many boxes that you have to check. All the checks just ruin that. See, they don't have these problems over here. Push and Boost, The Last Wish, Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah, we're just telling a good story. That's all we care about. That's it. So, yeah, it's easy for Disney, or it's easy for Dreamworks and Illumination. Dreamworks and Illumination, hey, man, we got it. No problem. We just tell stories. Meanwhile, Disney is out here trying to check boxes, and they're losing. What Dreamworks and Illumination has done better than Disney and Pixar? Everything, everything, including not taking one of their iconic franchises and wokeifying it. All right, which is what they did with Lightyear. And I remember mentioning this when the films first came out, when it came to Lightyear. Lightyear is the fifth film in the Toy Story franchise. As well, Minions, Rise of Gru was the fifth film in the Despicable Me franchise. All right, so both of these guys were on their fifth films. One of them succeeded, one of them failed. You already know which one. And why? It's easy. Lightyear decided to go woke. Hey, we got to push a same-sex couple in there, get the same-sex kiss, the whole 9 yards, okay? We got to do all of that stuff. And parents were like, oh, I'm out. Okay, I'm not doing that. Meanwhile, Minions, Rise of Gru, what did they do? Hey, people like the Minions. People like silly little yellow guys doing silly crap. Give them that. Give it to them. And they'll flock to the theaters, which they did. Minions almost made a billy, whereas this thing lost a ton of money. And they didn't spend $200 million on the Minions either, like they spent on Lightyear. Again, so what has Illumination and what have they done better? They've made movies that people want to watch, and they haven't overspent their budget. They didn't go crazy on the budget. It's that simple, really. Again, they should be able to take lessons. Maybe Disney should be, hey, man, what are you guys doing over there that we're not doing? And I mean, it's obvious to all of us, but for some reason, it's just not obvious to Disney. It's just hilarious. It says Pixar films like Toy Story and Finding Nemo used to be events prompting moviegoers to head out to the theaters to watch them. Well, they also were good movies. And that's the other piece. These movies haven't been as good as the stuff that they used to make back in the day with Pixar. Pixar has taken a big dump, okay? They've taken a huge dump in terms of quality and production quality. It's not as good as it used to be. Again, you just don't check for Disney like you used to. So, yeah, in my opinion, I just think the magic is gone. Yeah, now audiences are starting to associate Pixar movies with streaming. And one of the reasons is, I would rather watch this trash on streaming than pay all kinds of money to go to the theaters and see this. So again, if you want things to be events, as they say, you want event films that everybody's going to go to the theater to watch. Oh, I got to watch this right away. Then you need to make event films, Disney. And you're not doing that. You're making just run-of-the-mill movies that nobody wants to watch. And again, hey, we'll just go ahead and wait for Disney Plus if we're going to watch it at all. You know, that's just the way people are with it. But anyway, folks, you guys let me know what you think. I just think, again, the magic's gone. It's obvious. It's showing in the box office. When your big 100-year Disney Centennial Celebration movie is just not doing that good. It's out here battling it out with the trolls. Trolls band together is keeping competition with you. When you're coming in third to the Hunger Games, a franchise nobody gives a damn about anymore, and a historical biopic that's hugely divisive with the critics. When this is your situation, the magic's gone, okay? You guys have lost it. And yeah, I mean, they're going to have to shake everything all the way down to its roots and get back to what Walt Disney was all about, which is family entertainment. But you guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.